Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a love themed card to share with you using Paperie Ink. Now first of all, this stem set is called But First and I just love it. It's coffee or tea themed and I think that's just adorable. So I have this small raccoon that I'm going to color in just using one image today and hopefully show you again how quick and simple it can be to create a clean and simple card featuring only one image. It's something that I really like doing. It's not always easy because you have to somehow fill a card completely with an image. If it's a big image, it's easy to do. If it's a smaller image, then you can do like me today, use a stencil to sort of limit the background that you have to fill, but still have that card completely shining and gorgeous. I must warn you already, before I started this card I refilled my markers, and although I didn't refill them completely until the highest weight possible, you will see me leaking with one of my markers on top of this image when I was already quite far in the coloring of the raccoon. It was a gray marker, so if it was too bad to fix then I could restart again, but it was a shame. I was annoyed and I thought of giving up and starting over, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. So I hope that I can encourage you, just take your colorless blender depending on where you have the boo-boo, like here, and then we'll see where we get, so a tip that I got from you guys, and it's a good tip, but I just wanted to warn you. So a tip was to remove the cap on the other side so that there was a bit more well, it's an alcohol marker, so that there could be also a bit disappearing of the ink on the other side. Well, I did that and then I got the second boo-boo. But it's not because the tip isn't good. The tip is good because I already had the tip working with other markers. But this marker, however, although it wasn't completely filled, just pretended to be too filled and just was going to ooze anyway. So I just went over it. I used a colorless blender where it wasn't supposed to be gray. So outside of the image and into the other parts, like the cup, I just used the colorless blender. The colorless blender, I say it always, it's your best friend with any marker that you have, alcohol marker or kind of markers. I think there is a colorless blender for every brand, or I hope that there is, because I cannot color without one. I just always need one. There is always a boo-boo. And I just love the colorless blender, so I went over it whenever I thought that I needed a second go with the colorless blender. There is no issue in doing that, and then I could continue with the blues and the yellow markers. So I was already glad that I didn't refill those, because if any marker that I refill is going to act like this, then I'm going to go mental. I'm just gonna lose it. Really simple card, one image, and still having lots of issues. Thank you, markers. But no worries, I fixed it. I'm glad how it turned out. You can always restart if you have no clue on how to or fix things. But well, encouraged by you all about not quitting and trying to find ways to fix things, I try it more and more instead of just throwing in the towel, which I did in the past quite often. Like, I'm a quitter. Something that I sometimes say about myself, because I just have no patience. But well, it's all because of you, and I'm really grateful. I hope that it can help you, but truly, just have a colorless blender. That's the tip that you need to keep in mind after this video. A colorless blender, it's a lifesaver. Okay, about markers, as I try to do always, you can find the color combinations on my blog post listed for each of the elements, like the raccoon, blue, yellow. You will find everything over there. If you haven't written it down, or if you want to revisit later on the markers that I used here, just go to the blog post and you can find everything over there. So I decided to do the teal and then yellow. Why? Because it works. It's bright and bright, but it's just these two, I mean, I love it. I used it in the past already. I know that these combinations work, so it's easy to always grab back towards a combination that already did the job in the past. I fussy cut this image out because there aren't any matching dies. I would have the matching dies if there were, but for Paperie Ink I made the exception of fussy cutting myself. Okay, for the background I have an A2 sized card panel. I have two stencils. One of them is the Basic Stripes 2 stencil from Clearly Besotted, and the other one is the Hard Extraordinaire Stencil from My Favorite Things. I wanted to do the hard, and then I thought, well, you can just do the hard and keep it like that. Or you can do a bit of a pattern in the hard, and that's what I did. And it wasn't going perfect, but I will show you how I sort of disguised that. So first of all, I am excessively using purple tape to keep everything in place. Also, the stripe stencil, I didn't add any temporary adhesive on the back. Why? Because I was lazy, I think. But that one is so fine, and it shifts a bit if you're too heavily ink blending like I was doing. So I had to switch it. Originally I just wanted to have stripes that then were going to be together as in the shape of a heart. That was the idea. Just stripes, white and brown. So I took my Distress ink, vintage photo. I love this brown, it's a gorgeous one. And I started ink blending quite heavily. I wanted to have the brown all over. And I already saw that I was shifting in between those stripes. Definitely for intricate stencils it's better to just add adhesive in the back. And you can see here those stripes weren't perfect at all. So I just added the heart again. Really easy, added it. And I decided to ink blend again using the same ink but a lighter hand, that heart. This way the blurriness was going to fade because I added inks on top. And while I was doing that, I decided to add a bit more of that ink on the edges, going a bit heavily handed, and then in the center I decided to line it up a bit, just a bit. And I really like how that turned out, and that gave me this heart with the stripes. I love the stripes, I love the brown. I had a bit of a boo-boo there, but I just fixed it with a white jelly roll pen. And then I wanted that gorgeous image to be on the right, not in the middle of the heart, it's an option. But just because he was sitting like that, I decided to not do that. To match with the brown, I decided to go with dark chocolate ink for the sentiment. And then I'm placing with some thin foam squares the image on the right side, facing towards the heart a bit more. A bit offset, I like it. And then I decided to add some final embellishments. Today I'm using the Lily White Hearts Droplets from Little Things from Lucy's Cards. I used a few of them. I added a few in the heart, a few outside the heart, and after fiddling with it I adhered them. So I just committed at a certain point to placement, but again there are many ways to place embellishments on this kind of card or this design. You do what feels right for you and whatever embellishments you like. I never use these, I just bought them because I want to have all of the hard droplets out there, but I'm glad that I used them. I also contemplated about the clear ones, which would have worked of course because they are clear, they work always. But yeah, in this case the white, why not? So once I had it in place, I adhered it using some liquid glue, also using my embellishment wand from Studio Katja. it's a tool that you really need in your craft room. Not specifically this embellishment wand, there are many out there, like a quick stick tool is out there as well to help you, but it's so handy to have something that will help you get everything right in that spot that you need it to be. It goes so much quicker than trying to do that with your fingers, so that's why I really recommend it. So once it was all straight on there, my card is finished. It's really simple. So I added it to a card base, and that's it. A really simple, clean and simple love themed card with a coffee theme. How gorgeous! I am a coffee addict, as you know, so this stem set was a must-have, and I'm glad that I used it today and shared this with you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like the end results. I want to thank you all for stopping by and taking the time to watch this video. I truly appreciate it. And I wish you all an incredible day, and I'll be back soon with some new crafty inspiration. Bye!